Hey y'all, welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making some honey wheat and oat bread. The very first step is grinding a very quick grind of oatmeal. I pulse it about 3 times and let it go, and then I pull it out. Here I am creating my yeast mixture that I do in all of my breads throughout this series, where I pull my water, I add my yeast, my sweetener, which today is honey. I am adding in the egg now in this step. A great tip that I have is for you to spray your measuring cup whenever you're measuring honey, because it'll pour and glide out very easily. I am using grapeseed oil today. You are welcome to use any type of oil. Preferred would be grapeseed or olive oil. I didn't have anything in this moment to break open the egg, so I went ahead and just popped it with my finger, but use a fork or do exactly what I did and just have that egg open, the yolk open within the bread whenever you're rising that yeast. And I'm also offering a big pinch of flour. I did some regular all-purpose flour for this step just to let it rise. I did a 7-minute yeast rise right now, so you'll see that, and then I'll show you what it looks like after. My yeast rise was very puffy, as you can see, and I added in my ground oats to this point and then thoroughly mixed it in. At this point, my oven has been preheating to the 175 or the proofing heat. Following my oats, I then follow up with the wheat flour. I let it mix in very well, and then my final step is adding in the all-purpose flour. I had a little helper here that was really active in helping. When you're adding in your all-purpose flour, at this point your bread dough is going to be getting thicker, so I recommend adding it slowly in. I did about a half cup at a time to where it was very well incorporated. I did it on both sides, not just one, giving a very even distribution throughout the dough. It just makes it easier when instead of having to knead it by hand. But if you're kneading it by hand, you're going to be kneading it about 7 minutes. I ended up doing a total about 10 minutes of kneading in the machine, which is a pretty good while, but I really wanted everything to be thoroughly mixed in. The key to making bread is knowing when to pull it. And for me, that is whenever I see it's making its own ball off the bowl on the hook. I pulled it off the hook and it was pretty sticky, so I did about 2 tablespoons worth of flouring. I gave it a good rub and pull. I rolled it real good, and then it was ready. I greased my bowl and placed it in there. If you want to be precise on time, you can do by hand roll after pulling it off the dough hook for about 1.5 minutes. You are yielding about 2 decent sized loaves, so be prepared to freeze it if you're not going to eat it all. And of course, we did a beautiful honey butter that will be on the blog that you should check out to dip your bread in. It was a massive, beautiful rise that took about 45 minutes to fully rise. If you want your dough to be perfectly even of your both your loaves, you are welcome to weigh it. For me, I just eyeball it and divide it in half. And at that point, place it in a very well greased pan. In this video, I did do grapeseed oil. I recommend doing butter, however. To me, it just falls out the pan very easily once it's done cooking. You can also flour it if you prefer that method. Once placing your loaves in the pan, you can add in about a tablespoon of oats sprinkled on top and then drizzle honey directly on top. Grab it with 2 hands. This is after the second rise. They were ready to be baked. So we took them out. I had to help a little bit, and I had a great helper. We took them out. We let them finish rising on the countertop while the oven preheated. I recommend preheating your oven to 350 and baking for 35 minutes.
It's so heavy.
You got it. Put it over there. Be careful. Don't throw it down. Good job.
I touched it a bit. It's okay. No, no.
Thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe and tune in for our next video.